How? Explain to me this. If this isn't the word Spursy, then I don't know what fucking is. How does the same team go and beat Manchester City at the Etihad? 2-0. Clean sheet, 3 points, job done. Beat Burnley at home. 3 goals, clean sheet, job done. Today, absolutely battered at home. We were more open at the back than Riley Reid, than prime Riley Reid. If you know, you know. Today was categorically unacceptable. So many players dropping stinkers. Brennan Johnson, not good enough. Richarlison, poor. Odebear and Tell don't really know what they bring to this team. We didn't register a shot on target until the 70th minute. We couldn't handle Semenyo. We couldn't handle flipping Tavernier. We couldn't handle half the Bournemouth team. We were absolutely diabolical today. 1 shot on target in 97 minutes against Bournemouth. Bournemouth. What the fuck is that? Now, if anyone says, Henry, you're being negative, I am Thomas Frank in. I think he's the best manager we could have got, and I think he is the right man for the job. That doesn't necessarily mean you can't critique what Thomas Frank is doing. Why is your first substitution taking off one of our most creative players in Pedro Porro? That, I physically can't understand that. Why would you take off when you need a goal one of your most creative players? I don't get that. Unless it was for an injury, who knows? Like, who knows? But I don't get that. I really, really don't get that. Bergvall comes on for Paulinho. Odebear comes on for Johnson. But today was not good enough. Bournemouth deserved it 1,000%. We were absolutely diabolical in the final third. Our midfield was Bagel FC. We had nothing in the middle. Nothing. We couldn't match Bournemouth's pace, Bournemouth's power. They dictated the tempo of the game. Their goalkeeper will not have an easier performance all season because we only had 1 shot on target. Bournemouth come to our ground with 19 fucking shots. 19 shots, 5 on target, and we had 5 shots. Booker T, 5 time. 1 shot on target. You can have all the possession you want, but Iriola got the game plan to an absolute T today. And we, not good enough. Bournemouth put in a really good performance against Liverpool, scoring 2 goals, Semenyo brace. They then went and beat Wolves last weekend in the Premier League. Poor result midweek against Brentford, but you know what they're going to do. You know they're set up for the counter. You know they've got, bearing in mind, their back line has been absolutely decimated, right? No Kirkes, no Dean Huijsen, no Zabarini, no Kepa Arrizabalaga, right? And they've still beaten us. Make sure you go down and drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Some videos are hitting 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Some videos are hitting even 4,000 likes. I'm sorry, guys, but that is absolutely piss poor. Piss poor. Embarrassed. Absolutely embarrassed by Bournemouth. Like, dominated. Absolutely dominated by Bournemouth. In terms of the lineup, it's the same lineup that beat Manchester City. It's the same lineup he beat Bournemouth. So you can't really question Thomas Frank's mindset going into the game. You don't change your winning formula. Van der Ven, probably our best player today. From a from that perspective, I thought he was very good. Romero was good as well. The rest of them, though, Pedro Porro, bullied, absolutely bullied, right? Sarr, not good enough. Should never have stayed on the pitch. 76 minutes. Paulinho, I didn't feel we were as strong as when he went off. Richarlison, yeah, it is what it is. Brennan Johnson, you know, you look at that bench, it's slightly alarming. when the attacking options you got to bring on to change games on Matthias Tell, Bergval, and Odebear. Like, not enough attacking threat there. Of course, we're missing Madison. Of course, we're missing Kulusevski, two of our most creative players, and Xavi Simons isn't here yet. He's part of the squad, but wasn't in the lineup today. He will be there for the West Ham game. We need more creativity, man. We need another player. We need another player. Categorically, we can't go in like this. And you talk about the start of the game. You talk about getting off to a winning start. You talk about Iriola's team talk is ringing out in Bournemouth's players' ears. Thomas Frank should be absolutely so upset with the start of that game. Evanilson, a player that scored 12 goals in the Premier League last season. Bournemouth started really, really strong, some decent possession. I think it was Sensei picks a pass through to Evanilson in the area. He manages to get a shot off, which deflects heavily off Romero and completely wrong foot to Vicario, and it's in the back of the net. We did not have a shot in the first half. We didn't have absolutely anything in the first half. Like, horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. From minute 1 to minute 45, I think Bournemouth had 11 shots in the first half. We did not have any. We had an XG of 0.0. You get into the second half, you're thinking, right, make some changes at half time, get into them, get into the players' ears, start something, go and, just start screaming at the player, motivate the players somehow. We then outplayed. Semenyo should have scored 5 yards out in the penalty area, doesn't score. Then the first change from Thomas Frank is to take off Odebear for Brennan Johnson. I don't think either Odebear or Brennan Johnson are really going to do much this season, other than a back post tap him. I don't really get what Brennan Johnson does, and I don't really rate Odebear that much. Paulinho for Bergval, I mean, you're chasing the game, so you're going to make a change like that. I don't really understand the Pedro Porro for your doggy change. Matthias Tell for Sarr. Tell should have come on earlier, even though I don't really rate him. And then you see him Bournemouth taking off, bringing on Cliver in the 81st minute. I'd take Cliver in an absolute heartbeat. Bournemouth were 1,000% deserved winners. The only stat we can walk away from with actually, I don't even know if you can be happy, is the possession. 19 shots, 6 on target. That is horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. 5 shots, 1 on target. 62% possession, 476 passes. We can't play like that in the Champions League. I know we've got an easier group, and I know I was gassed playing the likes of Villarreal, Bodo Glimt, Copenhagen, Frankfurt. You can't play like that in the Champions League up against Dortmund and PSG because it's simple. We will get absolutely fucking slapped. Absolutely slapped. We really, really will. Just a poor day at the office for us. A poor day at the office. A bad result, a bad performance. We've got to pick ourselves up and go again. You look at the games we've got coming up. We've got, listen. Next month is going to be one hell of a bumpy ride. Villarreal. Somehow, I don't know how, they're going to have to reschedule the League Cup because as it stands, we've got a game on the Tuesday and a game on the Wednesday. That League Cup game will be rescheduled. But next month's not going to be easy. Villarreal at home, West Ham away, Brighton away, Wolves at home, Bodo Glimt away. So next month we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 6 games. And bearing in mind, we don't have a game for the first 13 days of September or first 12 days due to the international break. But we can't play like that. Categorically, we cannot play like that under Thomas Frank again, because if that was Ange Postecoglou, people will be losing their flipping minds. Make sure you go down and drop a like on the video if you haven't already and let me know your thoughts. Make sure you go down and smash that subscribe button. I may be back for a Newcastle match reaction later. If not, I will see you all soon. Thank you all for watching. I am out.